was a secretary of a subcommittee. They were not privy to any of the parties. So the two parties agreed that Brett's
The two
Chambers,
parties, you mean?
the factions.
Okay, there
Town
was
union
already a problem in the community.
There was already a
and the
problem.
community was divided into two
Yes.
groups.
They agreed that, in fact, a lien was placed on the account of the community. So there was this agreement that Brett Ngene should make his chambers account available for the payment of toll that they collect from the sand. You know, Akuke is where tippers go to collect sand. So as they were collecting, they were paying into that account. The road so degenerated to a level that the community said, we must do something about that road. Money was lifted from that account for the construction or reconstruction of that road. When that money was taken away, I'm surprised. What the police wrote was 7-point-something million. But what was in the charge sheet is 15-point-something million. So apparently something is wrong somewhere. The police that investigated the matter came to the conclusion that it was 7-point-something million. But in the charge sheet, the amount was increased to 15 million. However, the petition was dated 2017 and was left in abeyance. No person talked about anything until Honorable Bright Ngene now won election into ENUGU State House of Assembly. They went and resurrected that petition, and he was charged to court. John Ewo was charged to court by association. He's very close to Bright Ngene. The matter was taken to the court of a retiring magistrate court, a retiring magistrate court, Chief A.O. Eze. So, upon the retirement of Eze, the matter was now sent to the court of ENUGU. The way ENUGU was handling that matter was so manifest that he is totally biased.
Okay, before we go to that, because for those details, I want to talk to his lawyer,
Okay.
who is also here in the studio. But before we go there, when Bright won,
Yes.
his victory was challenged in court.
Yes.
And I am aware that the court had ruled that election will be rerun in
eight polling units.
8 polling units in his federal constituency.
In one word.
In one ward.
Yeah.
So what happened from that point? Because he had to leave the House of Assembly. Or was he still in the House of Assembly?
He had to leave the State House of Assembly
To
in
go and
obedience
to the
to the order of the tribunal,
tribunal, okay.
Election Petition Tribunal. So they gave that order. If you look at the proceedings, or you were privy to the proceedings, there was no any way either of the panelists, the judges, with due respect to them, would have made any judgment in that matter. But because something has happened, they couldn't, so they decided, okay, let us order for a run in 8 polling units. The run was slated for 3rd June 2024. to be conducted by the resident electoral commissioner, Chukwuemeka Joseph Chukwu, and of course the electoral officer, ENUGU South Local Government Area, Francis Chibu. There were normal accreditations and all the rest of them. Who were there? The senator representing Enugu Senatorial Zone, Sir Kevin Chukwu, was there. The member representing Enugu North and South Federal Constituency, Chimatu, was there. Then the member representing Enugu East and East Uzo Federal Constituency, Professor Namchi, was equally there. All the labor officials that have sympathy, including people that have sympathy for labor that were not members of the Labour Party, were there. So when they wanted to distribute the materials, we discovered to our greatest shock that the result sheet was not among the papers that were supposed to be distributed. We now ask, where is the result sheet?
So there was no result sheet?
There was no result sheet. And we insisted, if there is no result sheet, then there will be no election. That was the scenario. At around 2 p.m., he now called all the members of the political parties, party officials, and all the rest of them, and said that the election was being postponed. He was specifically asked, why are you postponing the election? He didn't give any answer to that. But something happened. The result sheet had already been taken away and result written in advance, just like what happened in Kogi State.
Did you see the result sheet that had been written?
I'm coming to that.
No, did you see the result sheet?
I didn't see the result sheet.
So what I'd like us to take away is that the result sheet was not available.
It was not available.
Yeah.
But if the results had not been written, they would have brought the result sheet back.
Okay, so you are suspecting
Yes.
that it may have been written.
Exactly. And because it has been written, there was no way they could smuggle it in.
That was the assumption.
That's my assumption, and that's correct. Because it happened in Kogi. Results were already written before the election, and they were announcing the result while election was going on. Now, they said no date for the...
So the REC accepted that the election was not going to proceed.
Yes.
Because there was no
Result
sheet. Good.
Then Bright Ngananam, through his lawyer that is here with me, wrote a petition to the National INEC chairman, Professor Yakub Mahmood, detailing what happened. The resident electoral commissioner, Mr. Chukwuemeka Joseph Ike, and the EO, Enugu South Urban, they were asked to step aside.
By INEC National.
By INEC National. Given the evidence based on the petition and what transpired. So, the REC, Resident Electoral Commissioner for Anambra State, Mrs. Elizabeth Agu, was asked, together with her team, to come to Enugu on 14th of June to conduct the review.
What happened when they came?
When they came after accreditation, suddenly Chief Jim Nwobodo surfaced and asked the woman to render the election inconclusive. The woman said, no, I won't take instruction from you. I'll take instruction from those who sent me from Abuja.
Who gave you this information?
I was there. No person gave me any information.
So when the woman said, I won't take instructions from you, what happened?
Now, Jim retorted in Igbo. MS going to election. MS election. So, translated into English, what are you people still waiting for? Election has been completed, and you people are here looking, moping. In fact, that incited members of the PDP.
Again, that's your assumption, that what he said incited them. That is your assumption.
That is my assumption.
Good.
Because immediately after that statement, they started destroying INEC materials. The PDP candidate, Honorable Samungele, personally was destroying the cubicles of INEC. He was caught on camera.
Do you have the video?
Yes.
You
We
can,
have the electronic evidence.
you can present that evidence.
Yes. Yes.
You have to present the evidence.
It's all right.
Good.
So, when that thing now happened, the woman herself went into her vehicle. Police decided to protect her.
So the election did not continue.
The
that day
election, after accreditation, did not continue again
because of the violence.
because of the perceived violence. There was no violence.
No, but
It
you
was-
said they were destroying.
Of course, when he made that decision, they started destroying things, and the woman was still willing
to conduct the
to
election.
conduct the election. So she waited patiently. Those talks refused to leave the scene. So the woman now decided that there will be no election after accreditation had taken place. So on shortly after that, about 2 weeks after that event, the resident electoral commissioner of Enugu State, Chukwuemeka Joseph Chukwu, now called
The same man.
same man
that the INEC chairman
asked to step aside.
step aside so that the Anambra Rec can conduct.
Yes.
Came back again.
Came back again with the same electoral officer for Enugu South local government, Francis Chibu. They now called all the political parties and the candidates, addressed them that the election was going to take place. So when they came out from that meeting, we did the analysis. Here is a man that could not produce the result sheet in the first election of 3rd June 2024 and was asked to step aside with the electoral officer for Enugu South local government, Mr. Francis Chibu, coming again to say that they are going to conduct an election. So we went home and analyzed the entire thing and decided to address the press. That this is a man that was asked to step aside with his EO. The same, when has he been rebaptized to come and?
Did the election take place eventually?
No, the election did not
Why
take
didn't
place.
it take place?
Because we said we don't want the man to come and conduct the
Did you
election.
petition INEC?
Yes.
And did INEC take
We
action?
were waiting for the reply of the INEC when the same man said that the election will not take place again.
So up till now, has the election taken place?
The election has not taken place because we refused and insisted that there must not be any election. One, the Election Petition Tribunal started sitting from May to September.
Okay.
When in their verdict, they said rerun must take place in 8 polling units in Enugu South local government area. 90 days.
Is it
Within 90 days,
Not more
that
than-
INEC,
not
and
more
not
than-
more than 90 days,
Okay.
INEC must conduct the election within 90 days and not after 90 days. 90 days came and passed. 125 days came and passed. Look, we are not illiterates. We have the Electoral Act. As it stands now, any election conducted by INEC is null and void in respect of that state constituency.
okay?
Because the result that came out when INEC conducted the first election was bright 5,862 votes. Mark my word, 5,862 votes. Samungen of PDP, 2,098 votes.
So what was the number of all the votes in the 8 polling stations?
I think about 4,000 plus.
Okay, so that was the vote in contention.
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back there. Let me go to Barrister Okereke, who is also the lawyer for Bright Chukwuemeka Ngene and John Ewo. Let's talk about the legal processes which ended with the imprisonment of Bright and John. This matter was in 2017. Nothing happened between 2017 and probably 2023 or 2024. What brought back this matter?
Well, thank you, Martins. Just like my brother said, the political scene introduced another thing into the matter. As a lawyer, I read through the scripts, through the files. I saw the facts open. There was no case either in that file. That was why that case was like no case. Let me put your mind back. AOSZ, who is now retired, his worship is a chief magistrate. Transferred that matter to the admin magistrate, who transferred it to Emmanuel Dominic.
Why was it? Because he was retiring?
He retired.
So he transferred to the administrative.
Yes. Yes. Emmanuel Dominic was following this matter. There was no stress. The lawyers who were in that matter at that time did not complain until things started happening politically. It was Bright who told the magistrate that he has interest in politics. And the obvious bias started.
So why did he have to tell the magistrate
Because
that he had
we
interest
are
in politics?
all lawyers. Ongu is a friendly man, he's a good man, he's a family man. Bright is a family man. I myself, we are lawyers. We are justices. To others who don't know law. So we have to move together. But that is not the issue. The major issue now is, how did the court conduct this case from that point?
Tell me, that's what I'm asking.
And that is what I'm trying to tell you.
You have addressed press conferences, you have granted interviews where you have accused EO on ED on with the magistrate of bias.
Yes.
So that's why I want you to tell me why you concluded that he's biased in this matter.
It was obvious. Obvious in the matter that when a matter is being handled and the magistrate steps into the arena all the time, the magistrate has an obvious interest in that matter.
That's a legal register.
Yes.
What do you mean when he steps into the arena?
Stepping into the arena is when, because a judge supposed to be an unbiased judge, because he
what
sits.
you mean is that when by stepping into the arena,
he
biased.
does not look left or right. He sees the law and sees the facts.
What are the facts, barrister?
Yes.
When you say he's biased, he stepped into the arena, what facts do you have? Can you tell me why, either in his conduct or in his process or in his procedure, what convinced you that he's biased and what you did about it?
Okay, let me tell you one thing. First of all, he asked the first defendant, whom I am representing, to go and kneel before the traditional rulers, even when the matter has not been heard. And when that was not done, his interest become obvious. And stepping into the arena, there are so many versions of it. When you come into the arena and take over the prosecution from the prosecutor, the judges don't do that. You allow the prosecutor to prove a case. And we are hammering.
You've not told me how he took over prosecution from the prosecutors. How did he do that?
Okay, let me not take you too far. In court, when a judge begins to ignore certain facts which ought to appear in the record, it is interest, manifest interest. And when the parties see that and petition to the chief judge of the state, who has a supervisory role upon the magistrate, that this is what is happening, and the judge, the chief judge, under his hand and seal, transfer the matter from the magistrate and say, do not do it again. Let another magistrate take over.
So you petitioned the chief judge when you saw the bias,
And the matter was transferred.
and the chief judge of the state transferred the matter to another judge.
By an order of 9th November 2022. The matter was transferred from ED to IM Mama.
So how did the matter now end again in Idiongu's court, where he gave the judgment? Since you said the chief judge had transferred the matter to Mama, what happened?
Martin, that's where we will begin to establish conspiracy.
Please do establish it now.
Yes,
I need
because
to have the facts.
if the court has actually transferred that matter to IM Mama, and IM Mama sat on that matter, plea was taken,
He did.
and
He
hearing started.
He did.
Hearing commenced, and on the 10th day of November, IM Mama, in his wisdom and knowledge of law, said, there's no matter here in this case. Transfer it to multi-door courthouse for proper mediation. He has seen everything about the file. The matter was pending at the multi-door courthouse when another order from nowhere came, purportedly signed by the chief judge. I said no. If chief judge of ENUGU state,
What was the order about?
the order now ordered that the matter be transferred to court 5. The matter in court 5, be transferred to ED on back again.
I want to be very clear because I'm getting a little confused.
All right.
The chief judge, after your petition, ordered
Yes.
that the matter be taken to Mama's court.
Court, yes.
And 10 days into the matter, even when Mama had directed that you go to the multi-door to look for how to resolve the matter,
Yes.
then an order came again from the same chief judge.
It's not 10 days. Martin, it is not 10 days. When the matter was transferred,
Yes,
that was 9th November 2022.
good.
Now, another letter from NL Chijokabo, the deputy court registrar, the deputy chief registrar, High Court and Litigation,
Okay.
wrote another letter addressed to the third defendant, that is John Ewo, telling him that his application has been refused. The two letters, the one of NLC Abo, Tijoka Abo, denying that the application was refused, and another letter forwarding an order of the chief judge to IM Mama, became conflicting.
So,
Yes.
so when you saw these conflicting orders,
It was brought back to the knowledge of the chief judge
how did you do that?
by presenting it through another
Later.
write-up
To the chief judge.
to the chief
So
judge.
when you got your letter to the chief judge saying that you're getting confused with the conflicting memos or orders coming from the same source, what did the chief judge do?
Another order of the 6th June 2023 was made.
By the chief judge?
Restating that the transfer to IM Mama subsists, and that the order of 9th November is still enforced
So
by the order of 6th June.
So what now went wrong? Then if it was back...
After all this, that was when the hearing commenced in Ifeanyi Mama's court
where he now decided that you guys should go for
to
mediation.
transfer to multi-door.
So at what point did you have another order now taking the case back to
By 2023 December, another order emerged that the matter be transferred back to ED
from the chief judge?
from the chief judge. Purportedly, because I doubted it, that though the chief judge has right at all times to transfer cases.
Did you approach the chief judge or did you petition at this time?
I now put up a letter in form of petition. I just mellowed it down and said the title, Request for Direction.
And what did he direct? The chief judge, when he got your letter, what did he direct?
Nothing happened. We were not directed either.
When nothing happened, what did you do?
I wrote again because the court continued. Even when I brought the letter to the notice of the magistrate court, that I wrote a letter against you before the chief judge, that the way you are conducting this matter is not following the procedure. We are laying dangerous precedents before the people. Then he continued, and at this time he started to adjourn the matter more regular than before. I now wrote a letter, another one to the chief judge, which I served through courier service, that there is lawlessness and abuse of office in the magistrate court where I represent the first defendant.
And what did the chief judge do?
And nothing happened.
When nothing happened, were you helpless?
Yes, I was. But I remembered that in 2023, May 23rd, that we filed an application, ex parte motion, seeking for the leave of court to apply for judicial review of the activities of these judicial officers who are going beyond the law. When I now moved that motion on 25th of May 2024, a year after, I expected, and when I moved that motion, it was in the open court, and the judge, with all due respect, gave an order giving us leave to apply for judicial review and prohibiting the magistrate, the chief magistrate, from continuing on the matter.
Which court gave you this judgment?
Court 1, ENUGU State,
Okay.
presided over by A.O. Onovo,
Okay.
High Court.
High Court. When I got this order, I came to court. I announced it to the magistrate. He said until he sees the order. I went back. The following adjournment, which is the following day, because we have started adjourning on daily basis. I could not get the order. I applied for certified true copy of the record of the court where that order was given. I got a certified true copy, and I served it to the court. I said, look at where the order was given. While we are waiting for the order, look at the order was given. Actually, it's not a makeup. Now, he said, until he sees the order,
So eventually you got the certified copy.
I served.
You served the judge.
I served-
mean the magistrate.
I served the magistrate in the court, and I served to the prosecutor. Unfortunately, that order never saw the light of the day, because when I approached the registrar of the court, he said, it is typed, but there are some errors until the presiding judge corrects it, that I should come the next day. The next day, I was informed that the file has been removed
From
from
one.
court 1 to nowhere.
So did you look for the file?
I asked for the file in the office.
Did you find the file?
No. Because the court clerk told me that file was taken by the deputy chief registrar, N.L. Chijioke Abo, to his own office, to her own office. And what happened is that I waited for the order. That order was made in the open court. I expect to get that order.
So eventually did you get the order?
I
Because
did not get the
we don't have
order.
all the time.
I don't get the order. I
Okay.
didn't.
So what happened?
What happened is the story with the judiciary and judicial workers. Because
No, what I mean is when you didn't get the
order,
yes, to serve
yes,
the magistrate who was telling you that he needed to see the document.
yes.
What how did you move ahead with the case?
I now filed a motion against him. I said, because of all these your comments, all these your acts, attitudes, and breach to the law, it is time for you to recuse yourself of this matter. Allow this another magistrate to take care of this case.
Did he agree?
That was the matter we adjourned for motion for 28th of June. And that was the day the motion was moved. But eventually, it came to me that the order which I was waiting for has been vacated. I wasn't there. No notice. This order that was given in the open court was vacated. Even
Outside the court.
Without the party, without anybody knowing about it. When we now came back, unfortunately, the first thing the prosecutor served me was a certified true copy